Start standing. And what we're going to do today is a little different. We're going to do a little bit of brain body balancing. I don't know if you've ever heard of one brain or that work, right? But I'm just going to incorporate a little bit of that today, just because I think it's good stuff. So to begin with, just starting with your feet comfortably under your hips, we'll just do a little energy lifting, right? So this is actually Tai Chi move. So you're just going to take your arms out, let the knees bend a little bit, crossing the arms in front of you. We're just going to lift the energy up. So as if you had like a sweatshirt that you're trying to pull over your head, lift it up. And then letting the arms float down, palms face out. And then as the arms come down, the knees bend, we round our back, cross our arms, and we lift the energy up. So breathe. Yeah, and then letting the arms float down, palms face out, letting the knees bend a bit, letting the back round. One more time, we cross the arms, lift the energy. Right. And then let the arms float down by your side. Good. And then take your right leg, cross it in front of your left and over your left leg. So it's a little bit in front and across. And then face your palms out away from you. You're going to cross your arms with your right arm under. And then you're going to clasp the hands. So crossing the arms, right arm under, clasp your hands together. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And then curl the hands towards you and lift them in front of your heart, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, then place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth behind your teeth. And we're just going to take a few full, even breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, right? So just breathing with the tip of the tongue resting there. Inhale and exhale. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice full breaths. This is a version of something called Cook's Hookup. Balancing the right brain, balancing our electrical system in our body, right? One more breath. And then go ahead and release your arms, uncross the legs and the other side. So the left leg across in front, slightly in front and across. And then facing the palms out, you're going to bring them with the left arm under. So the left arm might feel weird to you. Interlace your fingers and pull the hands under and through, resting your hands on your heart. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Tongue resting against the back of the teeth on the roof of the mouth. If you're right-handed, this side might feel weird, a little bit different. Okay? Couple more breaths. Good. And after you exhale on this one, go ahead and release the arms, uncross. And then the other thing we're going to do is something we do often, which has to do with cross crawl. So we're going to go opposite arm leg to same side arm leg and then back again a few times, right? So just bringing your arms out, you're going to lift the right knee, bring your left elbow towards your right knee. You don't have to touch it, but at least get close and open, and then bring your right elbow towards your left knee. Now try to do it gracefully, like not like I'm doing, right? Because I have a hard time on that side. So going opposite arm and leg. I'm doing it, but I'm wobbly. Okay, and just breathe. Trying to get smooth here. Good. So not fast, right? Kind of slow and even. Good. And then we're going to switch to same side arm and leg. So then you're going to bring the arm out, knee out. Again, I'm not good at balancing because of my ankle. So hopefully you guys can do this smoother than me. I'm not a good example. All right. And then back to opposite arm leg. There we go. Has to do with how much weight I can put on my right foot. And then we'll go back to same side. And breathe. So it also warms our body up, right? And then again, opposite. We do a lot of cross crawl in our class, right? But and I did a video that was kind of good for this. One more time, same side, because I did a video, it's on the channel where we go from cross crawl to same side, the whole class. It was hard. You remember that? Good for the brain. Okay, one more time in front, opposite. Opposite. You always want to end with the cross crawl. Okay, if you're ever doing this on your own, end with the cross crawl. Good. And then go ahead and bring your arms out, give them a shake, feet on the ground, straighten my mat. And then widen your legs apart, toes pointed out a little bit, heels pointed slightly. And this isn't a brain exercise. We're just going to do a squat. So you're going to lower down and then bring your hands to the ground and just let the knees bend as deeply as you're comfortable, right, in this squat. Just kind of lower down and feel a little stretch in the back of the hips, low back. And then we're going to slowly straighten the legs and roll up. So relax everything, roll up to standing. Good. And then bring the legs together. And we're going to come to the end of our mat. Back to the familiar, roll down. So inhaling here, rolling down on your exhale, and letting everything just hang. And breathe, let the knees bend and straighten. And then letting the knees be as bent as they need to be to stack back up, one bone at a time. Good. And when we come to the top, we're just going to roll down one more time. So letting everything come back down. Feeling off of an invisible wall, that kind of feeling here. And then we're going to bend one knee and then the other. So we want to just kind of let our hips come into it a little bit, shifting the hips, relaxing the head if you can. And we'll come back to, in the class, a little bit of that opposite and same side business, just a little bit during the class as well. Okay, so straightening both legs, walking our hands away from our feet, spreading our fingers wide, lifting the tailbone, and you might just stretch those heels down and walk your dog. You might like to rock forward and back a little bit, whatever feels good to you here. Stretch the back side, hopefully get some blood to the brain, which is kind of our focus a little bit on the body-brain connection. Pilates does anyway, but okay, then we're going to walk the hands out a little farther. We'll be coming into a high plank or a regular plank, however low your body wants to go, and take some deep breaths. Feeling your abs engaged to help you here. And then lowering down to the mat. Come around to our back. Bring the feet close into the hips, lined up with our sits bones. Relax on your back, arms by your side. So just to start with a couple breaths, letting our low back relax and letting our sacrum move. So as we inhale, tailbone tends to just kind of curl downward a little bit. And as we exhale, tailbone curls upward. Letting that sacrum relax as you inhale and exhale. And inhale. This is also a really good thing to do for your low back, just this little thing that we're doing. This time on our exhale, peel your spine off the mat, one bone at a time. So see if we can articulate our spine up, and then at the top of our bridge, we're going to relax the shoulders, press the hips up, adjust the feet if you need to. Inhaling here and melting down on our exhale. Hips come down as we inhale. Exhale, peel off the mat again, one vertebra at a time. And at the top of our bridge, we're going to take our arms over our head, relax them on the floor, and exhale down one vertebra at a time. And when your hips come down, clasp your hands behind your head. Inhale, exhale, press head and shoulders up. So we curl the top part of our body upward. And then we're going to lie back down and we're going to do the bridge again as our head starts to come down. Peel your spine off the mat. We'll just go between these two moves, inhaling, exhaling, melt down as the hips start to come down, the head starts to come up. So imagining our spine is a wave and we're trying to get as much movement lying back down, bridging up. As much movement in our spine as we can. So we articulate down, and then the head and shoulders start to come up just as the hips lower, right? Feeling that wave motion and lying back down and curling up and coming back down. And just as we start to lower, the head and shoulders come up. So hopefully you're feeling some mobility in your spine. One more bridge here. And letting our hips come down last. And then the head and shoulders come up one more time. Good. And then lie back down and let your knees sway over to the right with the shoulders on the mat. Lift them up and let them sway over to the left. Just mobilize our low back a little bit. Good. And then lift them up. And then what we're going to do here is on the inhale, we're going to let our left leg just open out to the side. On our exhale, press head and shoulders up and slide your left leg straight down the mat. Turn the toes to point up. Stay up as you slide your foot back in and lower head and shoulders down. Inhale, the right knee opens out to the side. Exhale, press up as you slide that leg down. Stay up as you point the toes upward. Slide it back in and lower down. So we're going to open our hips a bit here. Again, inhale, the left knee opens. Exhale as we press up and slide that leg straight. Turn toes to point up. Slide the foot in and lower down. One more time to the right. Open. Exhale up and slide that leg straight. Toes point up. Slide the foot down, back in, and lower down. And we're going to change it up. So inhale. As you exhale, press up and float your right leg up. Inhale, lower down as that foot comes down. Exhale, press up as your left leg floats up. Inhale, lower down, that foot goes down. And this time, right leg floats up. We press up and we turn to the right. Back to center, lower down as that foot goes down. Exhale up, left leg floats up. We turn to the left and back to center, and that foot floats down. Inhale, exhale, press up as your right leg floats up. Turn to the right again and back to center, lower down. One more time to the left. Exhale up, turn to the left. Good, back to center and lower down and relax. Now we're going to stack. If you can keep your hands clasped behind your head, you always have the option of having your arms out from your shoulders. Cross your right leg on top. Stack your right leg on top of your left leg. Sway over to the left. Again, you can always have your arms out from your shoulders if you want. That's a little easier. But just let your legs relax. Take a breath. Feel that stretch. And then next exhale, see if you can let your legs be heavy as you draw them back to the top. Using your breath, your obliques. And then again, inhaling over to the left, keeping our shoulders on the ground. Using your exhale, letting your legs be heavy, drawing them back. One more time, over to the left. Nice deep breath. This sort of forces us to breathe, right? Exhale up. And at the top, sway over to the right. Relax your legs. Shoulders all the way on the ground. You get a nice stretch if your hands are behind your head. Sometimes it can be too challenging. Okay, lift the legs and uncross. Stack your left leg on top. Sway over to the right and relax your legs. Let that stretch happen. Good. It's a nice stretch, right? And the next exhale, letting our legs be super heavy, drawing them back to the top. And then again, we inhale over to the right. And dead weight as we lift them back up. And one more time, over to the right. And exhale up. Continue swaying over to the left, relaxing our legs. Letting that stretch happen there. It is Monday after all. Okay, so we're going to lift the knees, and then you're going to just bring that top left leg up, and then draw your right leg up. So we're in tabletop. Let your feet relax. Inhale, and then as you exhale, curl up. Try to bring your knees toward your head toward the knees. Right, feeling that tailbone lifting off the ground, and then relax as you inhale, head and shoulders go down. Exhale up again, curl up, lift. Try to bring knees towards your head towards your knees, and relax back down. And one more time, curl up, lift the hips a bit. And relax your head and shoulders down. Good. And then we'll bring our legs into tabletop with the legs together. And again, you can either keep your hands behind your head for more challenge or release your arms out from your shoulders. Taking the legs over to the right, anchoring your shoulders, and exhale the legs back and inhale them over to the left. So it's a nice challenge if you want to keep your hands behind your head, right? Exhale back. Inhale to the right. Legs together. Exhale, lift. Inhale to the left. Exhale, lift to the top. And now we're going to, at the top, straighten your legs as much as they'll straighten. And then keeping your right leg steady, open your left leg out and down toward the ground. Okay, just open it down and lift it back up on your exhale. And then opening the right leg out, holding that left leg steady. And exhale it back up. And again, holding the right leg steady as we open our left leg out and down. And exhale up. Holding our left leg still as we open our right leg out to the side. And exhale up. Bend the knees. If your hands are not clasped behind your head, clasp them behind your head. Inhale. As you exhale, press up and straighten the legs to the ceiling. As we inhale, we lower that left leg down toward the ground. And then lift it back up. Bend the knees and lie down as you inhale. Exhale, press up, straightening the legs, lower that right leg down. Exhale it up. Bend the knees and lie down. 2 more. Exhale, press up, straighten the legs, lower the left leg down. Lift it back up. Bend the knees and lie down. 1 more time. Exhale, press up, straighten legs, lower that right leg however far it wants to go. Exhale up. Bend the knees, lower down and relax. Let's go ahead and hug our knees into our chest because we haven't done that, and rock your body around. Relax everything. And then maybe just holding on to the knees, maybe giving the legs a stir, right? If you'd like to kind of just stir the legs in the hip sockets. Relax them. And then bringing our legs in, go ahead and grab your feet. Or if you're able to grab your feet inside or outside of the foot, happy baby. And just rock your body side to side, pulling those knees down a little bit, opening our hips. We'll rock, maybe straighten the legs more if you like, straddle them more, open, rock. And then coming to center, bringing our feet in, holding on to our left leg. We're going to stretch our right arm and leg out, reaching through your heel, reaching through your arm. And then bring that side together. You might curl up to do that if you want. Stretch your left side, reach to the heel, big stretch. Stretch both arms and both legs. And reaching through the heel of one side and the arm as we reach and reach. Feeling our hips and shoulders moving up and down. Shifting up and down. And then what we'll do is open the legs a little bit wider, about mat width apart. Open your arms into a big V. And we're going to kind of gently pull our low back into the mat. Float your right leg up and your left arm goes towards your right foot. And then lower everything back down. And then left leg lifts as your right arm reaches towards your left foot. And lower back down. And again, left arm, right leg. You don't have to lift your head. Your head can stay on the ground unless you want to or need to. And then 1 more time, left leg, right arm. And lower down. And then keeping your feet flexed, taking one arm over to the other, stretch across for that hand and pull yourself into that spiral. So reach past the hand. Yeah, big stretch. And then coming onto our back, taking it to the other side. And coming onto our back, we're going to bend our knees, bring our feet on the mat, sweep the arms down and roll up. You can use your legs, one leg, both legs, or just reach, come up to sitting and have a different perspective. So we're going to have our legs extended forward, lift our sits bones, bring the pelvis forward, and stretch over the legs. Here, just relax forward. So wherever that is for you, it might be way up here, it might be down here. Like I said, you can always use a prop to help you if you like to, right? Have a little bit of assistance with the stretch. And then lifting up and creating that diamond with our legs, right? So the feet are out in front of us. And relax the knees open, stretch forward. As much as you're able to, just relax forward. And my disadvantage is not really being able to see people very well because I can't see that far away without my glasses, and you're on a small square. Unfortunately. Okay, so you're going to stack back up, and then without moving the hips, turn your torso over to your left leg and just stretch over that side. So head to knee, toward the knee, keeping the sits bones down. And lifting up and taking it over to the right leg. Head toward the knee, stretch forward. And come back up. Such a lovely stretch. Okay, so we're going to straighten our legs out in front, but have the knees a little bent to start with. Lift the spine tall. You know what I'm going to say, right? With the spine tall, you're going to try to get your legs as straight as they'll go without compromising the spine, and reach your arms forward, palms down. So we're going to work on the back muscles a little bit. So inhale, lifting tall through the spine, and then exhale, lift your left arm up by your ear. Keep lifting the spine tall, and then return that arm. As you inhale, exhale, right arm as you lift, lift, lift. And then bring that arm back. And then both arms are going to lift. So lengthen the spine, both arms reaching up, lift the spine, and arms come back. Face the palms to each other, lift the spine tall, and then follow your left arm back. So just opening to the back as far as it goes. And bringing it back. And again, lifting tall, open the right arm back. And bring it forward. And relax your arms and legs here. We're going to grab behind our right thigh, or you can grab on your knee, wherever you want. Inhale tall. As we exhale, we're going to round back and draw that knee in, rounding back gracefully. Pull your knee into your shoulder, right? Stretch the legs away from each other. Don't put your head on the ground. Leave it lifted. And then inhaling, exhale, stretch that leg out as you roll back up gracefully. And then grabbing the left leg, lift tall, exhale, rounding back just to the shoulder blades. Stretch the legs away from each other. Pull that knee in. And on the exhale, pressing leg into hands, roll back up. And now with our legs straight, reaching the arms forward, inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to slide our right knee in and our right elbow back. And we're going to follow that elbow back. Stay here as you reach forward on the inhale. Exhale up. Inhale, exhale, draw the left knee in as that left elbow reaches back and you round back. And reach everything forward. Exhale up. Good. Inhale, tall. Exhale, slide right foot in, right elbow back, and twist. And then reach forward. Exhale up. Inhale, exhale as you draw left foot, left elbow back, all the way back. Reach forward. And exhale up. Now we're going to try the same side. So right knee, right elbow. Opposite side. Left knee, right elbow. My brain should be better than this. Okay, right elbow, left knee. See how far back you can go. And then you might not go back as far. Reach forward, exhale up. And then the right leg and the left elbow. We usually start with the opposite. That's why I'm confused. And then reach forward, exhale up. And let's just do that one more time each side. Right elbow, left knee, right? Left foot, whatever. Roll back. And then reach forward as you inhale, exhale up. One more time. Left elbow, reach. Reach forward and exhale up. And I can't even talk. Okay, it's so hard. Stretch over the legs. Yeah. And then we're going to work on lengthening our legs. This is actually how Pilates is supposed to be done with the roll-up. This is how the roll-up is supposed to be done. So what you want to do is flex the feet, reach through your heel, right? Really lengthen through the heel. We're only going to do this a couple times, don't worry. Lengthen through your heels. And as you exhale, you might even use your hands to push against your legs to feel like you're lengthening them away from you. You're going to round back as you really reach your heels. So you're actually lengthening your legs, right? And just go back. It's hard, so don't go back very far. Just maybe the sacrum, right? And then stop and come back up. So we're really focusing on lengthening the legs again, right? As you exhale, really reach to the heels, curl back, however far you think you should go, right? Whatever that is. Maybe you can go a little farther. And on the exhale, come up. And just one more time. Hands are falling down. Pick them up. Okay. Reach to the heel. Reach to the heels. Round back. How far do you think you can go this time? Maybe to the rib cage. Shoulders stay relaxed. And come up. Oh, isn't that exhausting? All right. Okay, so take hold of the right leg and just, if you want to use a strap or something to help you stretch, you can grab that. Otherwise, just kind of lift that leg and pull it towards you. And then we're going to come on to our back, stretch the leg. Move the foot, of course, if you like. Bend and straighten. You might want to just kind of roll through the foot or circle your ankle. I'm massaging my foot. Okay. And just stretch the legs away from each other, really. You want to lengthen. Part of the reason I did that is because we want to feel the standing leg on the mat as our other leg is up. We want to really feel that lengthening down and anchoring into the mat, right? So that's how we're supposed to do it in Pilates. Anyway, give it a good stretch. And then what we'll do is get our leg as straight as we can. And you can use a band or a strap if you want or not. And take your arms out if you're not out from your shoulders. And then take the leg across the body, reaching toes toward left hand, right? Or if you're using the strap, or band. Try to get that leg as straight as you can, and then lift it up. Open it out to the side, reaching the foot toward the right hand. Left hip stays down. And lift it up. And we're anchoring through our left leg. Right leg again across, reaching toward that left hand. Feel that stretch. Good. Lift it up. And opening out to that side with the hip staying down. And lift it up. And we'll just do a few circles. Again, you can use a prop if you want, but really focus on lengthening that and anchoring that left leg. Take the leg across, down, around, and back. So your top leg that's circling, of course, can be bent. We want to really anchor and reach through our standing leg, right? Relax the shoulders. Let the hips move. Nice big circles. And then we can open out to the side, reverse those circles. Big circle around and lift. Good. And then when you get to the top of your next circle, you either use your strap or your hands. Bend your knee. Using your hands, grab your foot and pull that knee down toward the mat, toward your armpit, as you stretch through your left leg like you're lunging on your back, right? So you really want to feel that stretch in the hip flexors, in the back of the right leg and hip. And then we'll let ourselves rock up by either straightening the leg or letting it be bent, curling the head and shoulders up, and rocking up to sitting. And then grab hold of the left leg or put a strap around your foot, whatever you want to do. Give it a nice big stretch towards you. And then coming on to the back and really reaching and stretching through that right leg as we stretch here. And if you're tight or short hamstrings and you don't ever get your leg straight, that's okay. You want to remember to keep your knee in line with your hip, like for circles and stuff, right? You want to really make sure that you keep your knee in line with your hip, not necessarily your foot. Okay, so moving the foot here, or maybe rolling around, flexing and pointing. Of course, you can also lift your head and shoulders, pull that leg towards you. Anything feels good to give this leg a good stretch. Our Monday stretch. And then we'll get our leg as straight as we can, either using the prop or not, right? Take that leg across, reaching our foot towards our right hand. Really get it straight as you can. So you really feel that stretch through the IT band. And then lift the leg, open it out, foot toward left hand, hip stays down. Try to keep that right hip down. And lift it up. And again, across. And lift up. And open out one more time to the left. And lift up. And then we'll do a few circles. So again, really anchoring and reaching through that right leg as we circle around and back. Cross and down, out and lift. And breathe. I'm doing 4 circles each direction. So just go ahead and do about that many or whatever feels good to you. Big circles. Reaching through that right leg, anchoring and relaxing the shoulders. Now that when we finish this circle, with this leg, we come to the top. We're going to come into that supine lunge, either grabbing your foot or pulling with a strap. Pull that knee down as you really stretch through your right leg. Don't pull the body off balance. You want to stay centered on your back. Don't let it pull over to the left. Yeah, good stretch. And then we're going to rock up, so you can either hold on to your leg, use something to help you come all the way up. Oh, hell yeah. It's definitely Monday. Okay, so we're going to come onto our side now. And you can either be, knees are going to be just in that kind of half bend. And you can either be lying all the way on your arm if you prefer, or head on your hand like that, whichever you prefer. Knees stacked, torso straight. And just start by opening that top knee and closing it, right? So pressing our top heel into our bottom heel as we open and close, open and close, and then just lift it straight up and down and up and down and up and down. And then we're going to take that leg back. We're going to pull it back, pull the knee back, but feeling that stretch. So we don't let our hip go back, just really pull the knee back and then swing it forward and back. Just kind of swing the leg really big with the knee bent. Yeah. And then next time we go back, we'll go ahead and circle it up and around and take it back, circle it up and around and pull it back, circle it up and around, pull it back, reverse, forward, up and back. That might be a little bit more awkward. And then let your leg rest for a moment on top of your bottom leg. Then straighten the leg. And we're going to pull it back. Same thing, just really pull back on that leg without letting your hip move. And then kick it forward and reach it back. Kick. And nice big stretch. Breathe. Then next time we go back, pull it back and lift it up, circle it forward. Pull it back, lift and forward, big circle. Yeah, circling our leg in our hip socket. Next time we pull it back, let's reverse, forward, up and back. Always a little more awkward to go in this direction for me, probably is for you. I think it is in general. And the next time our leg goes back, you're going to stay there, lie down on your arm, reach your top arm away from that leg and stretch. And then taking our arm over our head, leg forward, follow that arm back. And then switch again, arm forward, leg back. You can always bend your arm. It doesn't have to be straight when you go back. So really stretch. So if you need to bend your arm when you take it back behind you, do so. And then following our arm back. And then coming back to our start position, letting your top leg relax on your bottom leg. We're going to press up to our elbow, elbow under shoulder. Lining up that elbow. Go ahead and straighten your top leg again. And then pressing your arm into the ground, lift your rib cage, lift your arm, lift your hips, and arch over. And just do a big stretch here. And then lifting that arm up and lowering the hips back down. And again, lift ribs, reach arm, arch over, stretch. And lift that arm up, lower the hips down, and come up to mermaid, or maybe half mermaid if you need to maybe extend that leg out, or something like some mermaid type of position. Take this arm by your ear, right? Some semblance of mermaid, and then stretch. Yeah. And then we're going to come up and lift our arms out like this. And we're going to spiral over to this side. And you're just going to take your hands behind you and spiral back into a twist. So you'll feel that hip lifting a little bit off the ground. And then we're going to take our front arm up. We're going to arch, rainbow the arms basically up and over to the other side. And take a twist to that side. Okay. And again, rainbow the arms, lift tall, spiral over to this side again, to your first side, twist. And then one more time, rainbow the arms up, lifting up and over to this side. And then just come facing forward, do a little hip stretch so that leg that's back is going to need to be stretched a bit. You might stack your knees or you might do a figure 4. Just whatever feels good for your, whatever is doable to you to stretch that hip, right? I know some people like to come on their back and do the figure 4. Maybe it's easier, right? Takes pressure off the knee. Yeah. And just whatever you can do to give that hip a little stretch. You did one like this. The knees get in the way of the hip stretch, I know. Make it hard. Pain. All right, so we're going to come out and onto our other side, and you can either lie down on your arm or be with your head on your hand and the knees in a sort of half bend with the knees stacked, or so straight that, and begin with clam by opening that top knee, pressing the heel into the bottom heel and closing. And breathe and open and close. Open. Close. And then the whole leg can lift. Open and close. Open. Close. And one more. And then after you close, you're going to draw that leg behind you. Really reach back. Reach the knee. Think of reaching the knee back. And then swing it forward and back. And forward a little bit. Forward and swing it back. Big swing of our leg. Next time we take it back, we're going to really reach back and then lift and circle it forward and around. Back. Lift. Now, this could be really helpful for not just your hip, but your low back. Hopefully it is. Some of you have low back things going on. And then next time we take it back, we can reverse our circle. Again, more awkward. More emphasis on the forward, bringing the leg forward on this direction, right? And then next time the legs come together, let them rest for a moment. Then straighten that leg, draw it back really far, pull, and then kick forward and stretch back. Kick and reach. Feel a stretch in the hip flexors. And then when you reach back, lift it up, circle it around, and pull it back. Lift it up, circle it around. Your hips can really move with this. You can kind of let your hips go. And then next time we go back, we can reverse our circle up and around. If that is uncomfortable for you, just stick with whatever works for you. You don't have to do it exactly the way I'm doing it. And then next time our leg goes back, maybe one more circle, and then we're going to reach our arm, lay down, reach your arm forward, stretch. And then take the arm behind you as your leg comes forward. And switch, arm forward, leg back, and stretch. And leg forward, arm back. And coming back to where we started, press yourself up to the elbow, lined up with our shoulder here, and then stretch that top leg out. We're going to press into the ground, lift the ribs, lift the arm, arch over, big arching stretch. And then lift up and lower down. And one more time, lift up, arm stretches over, reach. And lift up and lower hips. And come up to mermaid, or best you can make of mermaid. Side stretch. Your version of mermaid. And then bringing our arms out from our shoulders, we're going to take it over to this side with the knee pointed forward and spiral back. Right? So feeling your hip lift as you spiral back in that twist. And then rainbowing the arms up and over to the other side. Just in this way. Good to twist with our spine in different positions. And lift up, arch over to the other side. Twist. And again, rainbow the arms, lift tall, over to the other side. Pull into that twist. And come to face forward. If this leg is bent, you can bring it around to come into a little hip stretch. Cross it over. And whatever way works for you to get a little stretch on this side. Do a seated figure 4. Stack your legs. And fold over. And then we'll bring ourselves out from there, and we're going to come onto our belly. So go ahead and ground to the belly in Sphinx with your elbows under your shoulders. I'm going to do some good back strengthening, shoulder strengthening, all that good stuff, right? Spine bone building. Okay, so just pressing our arms into the ground. We're going to look up and lift your feet up And just try to bring your feet towards your head and your head toward your feet, pressing your hips into the ground, right? So kind of just arching back bend, right? Little back bend here. And then relax your legs down, relax your head. And then we're going to let our hands face down and slowly straighten the arms, adjust if needed. So coming into that baby swan and draw the shoulders down, right? Feel a stretch in our torso, front of our torso. And this position is really good for your low back, in case you want that for future reference. Sphinx in this position. All right, and then we're just going to let our elbows bend and stack your hands, rest your forehead on your hands. And then we're going to lift our legs and our arms and torso off the ground at the same time. So we're going to inhale as we lift the legs and float your arms and head up. And then exhale down. Try to relax your neck, right? Inhale, lift everything up. You could even think of pressing your arms into your forehead to help relax your neck and lower down. And again, lift up and lower down. And then let your arms come out to goalpost. So the elbows out from the shoulders, hands up from the elbows. Pressing arms into the ground, lift your head and chest up. And you're just looking down, right, on the ground. And we're going to do the opposite arm and leg. So you're going to float your right arm and your left leg and lower down. And then float your left arm and your right leg, like a swim in this position. Lower down, right arm, left leg, and lower down, left arm, right leg. But you're keeping your head and chest lifted, okay? And right arm, left leg, lower down, left arm, right leg. And then relax for a moment. And then using our arms to press ourselves up again, we're going to do the same side. So you're going to lift left arm and leg, lower down, right arm and leg, lower down, left, lower down. You don't have to be very high off the ground here, just a little bit. Left, lower down, right, lower down, and relax for a moment. And then one more time for the opposite, you're going to press head and chest up. Right arm, left leg, lower down, left arm, right leg, lower down, like a slow swim, right? Lower down, opposite arm and leg, and breathe. Good. And then go ahead and relax down for a moment. And then one more time, just press your head and chest up off the ground, float both arms, draw your elbows in towards your waist, pull those shoulder blades down your back and hover over the ground, just lifting. So we really want to keep those shoulders pulling down, the elbows pulling down, and just hover and breathe and relax down. And then float head and chest up. And when you can't go any higher, press into the ground as high as you're able to go, whatever that is for you. And lower back down. Your arms might need to come forward more or wider, but just do your version of swan. Press up and lower down and press up. We're just doing it a few times, okay? Straightening the arms as much as they want to and lower down. And this time we'll press up and continue onto our knees and stretch back to our heels. Hello. We really did some good back work there. Gonna take a little stretch here. You might like your knees apart. You might like them together. So all that stuff we just did, really good for strengthening your spine, bone building in the spine, and also for your low back. So the low back, the strengthening of the low back is really important as we get older, is it not? And it helps prevent the bone loss, right, in the lumbar spine. So that's why we do it. Right. And whenever you feel like you've had enough of that stretch, you feel okay, come up. Oh, yeah, feeling that. Okay, good. All right. Well, we sort of come to the end of our hour, but thank you all for coming. And I will see you on Friday. Maybe you can have your own little adventure on Wednesday.